Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm going to do a quick review on Impact Emergence Night 1. And, there were only four matches on this card. I'm not going to include the match that Kylie Ray had with Talinari at Wrestle House, but, you know, it was still pretty fun watching that. So, first up, we had the triple threat match between Rohit, Chris Bey, and TJP. You know, it's kind of funny because I almost knew I had a strong feeling that Rohit was setting up Chris Bey. I just knew from the start that this was just his plan to actually win the belt from Chris Bey. Now I didn't expect him to drop the belt so quick, especially when he just won the title at Slammiversary against Willie Mack. But definitely this just started off as a handicap match at first. Rohit really he really made it look like he was actually going to help Chris Bey win the belt. Help him retain the championship in this match. A lot of double team moves, but TJP, he had a lot of offense, a lot of offensive moves that he did to actually prevent. These guys from double teaming him a lot. He actually put them in a submission hole at the same time. He held them both in a submission at the exact same time. And there were multiple times within the match that TJP actually got them in a move at the same time. And you had some times where there were some inadvertently collisions where Chris Bay accidentally bumped into Rohit. And that's kind of when I knew that Rohit was just going to eventually attack Chris Bey, because if you look at how they were doing it, I mean, there were several times in the match where Chris Bey kept bumping into Rohit by mistake when he would try to go for a TJP and then fall on Rohit. And I just kind of knew, from that point on. And not only that, but then you look at the way that their last tag team match was, where Chris Bey actually tapped TJP when he put him like in an armbar, so in that tag team match. So, I kind of knew that this is what the plan was, and you could just tell, because why would he make this a triple threat match if he wasn't planning on winning the belt? I mean, easily he could have made this a handicap if that was the case. You could tell that Rohit knew exactly what he was doing, and he goes up and he hits. It looks like a double stomp on Chris Bay when TJP is out. He double stomps Chris Bay and actually wins the X Division Championship from Chris Bay. Definitely, I gotta say that. I gotta say, I kind of knew this was coming. Because you could just kind of tell. Just from the way that he was trying to stare Heat to, run it back and forth between Chris Bay and TJP, tell him, telling Chris, telling TJP and his partner, stuff that Chris Bay saying, kind of stare up the Heat for the challenge of the belt, and then tells Chris Bay he got his back. And this is the second time that Chris Bay has aligned himself with someone that, you know, wasn't really going to be with him for that long, because it wasn't that long ago. I think him and Johnny Bravo kind of had a little alliance going on. So once again, when Heat wins the championship, the X Division championship, um, at Emergence Night 1, and then from there you go to the next match on the card, which is for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Moose takes on Trey. You know, as expected in most of Moose's defenses since he's been the self-appointed champion, he's been mostly dominant within the matches. But I got to give it to Trey here. This was probably one of Moose's best title defenses, in my opinion. I think even though he dominated Trey in this match, they made Trey look pretty good with the amount of kickouts he had in this match. The match actually lasted a lot longer than a lot of Moose's title defenses. And you pretty much knew that EC3 was going to get involved either during the match or after the match. You knew that was going to happen. And, the only offense it looked like that Trey actually got it, because I kind of missed some of the match. I maybe have to go back and footage. But the only offense I saw that Trey got was a super kick, and there was a couple of other things he tried to do to gain the offense. He actually tried to, I think, put him in like a sunset flip pin, but Moose countered it, and eventually he ended up spearing Trey to retain his TNA World Championship. But again, as expected, most of Moose's defenses have just been him dominating most of the match. But again, I definitely think that Trey and the Rascals, I think that they made him look pretty good here. And this is probably the second time I've really seen Trey look like this since his anniversary, since he was in a Fatal Five his anniversary. Target Ace Austin because of what Ace Austin did to him and Fulton. So, it definitely, and it's kind of funny how this match came about because it all came about because he thought that Trey was suicide because he had a suicide mask on. And, Moose was like, I beat you twice. And you know what they say, third time's a charm. And he gave him a little invitation to face him the next week, which ended up being this week. And, like I said, it was, you know, even though Moose dominated the match, there's no denying that they definitely made Trey look pretty good here. They made Trey look good for the offense he did get in. I didn't think that Trey got enough offense in to look pretty good in this match. So, at the end of it, like I said, Moose retains the belt, and EC3 comes out, hits him with it's almost like a backwards Scorpion Deathlock. Um, DDT or whatever, and then he steals the TNA World Championship and runs away with it. He just leaves the arena with the belt. He's been constantly telling people, it's pretty obvious that they're setting up for these guys to square off at Bound for Glory. And this is just kind of the icing on the cake here. And to steal the TNA World Championship from Moose. And then he just goes off and runs with it. So, I kind of seen that coming just based off of all the times he's scared Moose around. So you had that happen, and then after that you had the first tag team match of the night. The Good Brothers, Gallows, and Karl Anderson taking on Madman, Fulton, and Austin. Excellent tag team match right here. This is the first time that these teams square up against each other. You've seen them brawl for the last couple of weeks. You actually saw them fight outside of their arena to the point where the cameraman, where it looked like Gallows may have hit the cameraman at the end of the show, and then Doc Gallows actually got arrested because he accidentally hit one of the cops and it's also trying to get them arrested. So definitely this feud has had a lot of tension within it. Last week you actually seen Doc Gallows and Karl Anderson come out and attack one of the members of the Rascals as he was facing suicide, just to make a statement to call out Ace Austin and fault, but they weren't even there. So Ace Austin popped up on the Titantron, and like I said, this was definitely a really good match. Karl Anderson took a lot of the abuse in this match with Madman falling Ace Austin. He took a lot of abuse. It was nice to see the two big men go at it. Doc Gallows and Madman Fulton, to see them go a couple times that they did. So this match, like I said, it's definitely had a lot of different moments and a lot of different amazing moments. They actually hit the magic pillars with the belts, but the way that it happened was they got out of the way. They Doc Gallows kicked him or something. He came out of the ring. It was just Ace Austin. He was the right person left. So he called the Magic Killer. So win the match against Ace Austin and Fulton. And he did a job. And after saying he doesn't see the match between the few teams falling over. And maybe it is, maybe it's not. But I definitely do think that this is a good way to start. To the Good Brothers. It's a good way to start doing feuding with these two guys. Definitely, a lot of people said that Ace Austin is going to be a major star in a few years to come. And I think that too, this match here, it just proves it. I mean, he even proved that it's anniversary. I don't know much about him, but ever since I've been a little bit more consistent with Impact, he does look like, he'll definitely be a big star. I think he's only 23 years of age, so he's got plenty of time. Hopefully that happens. So like I said, just a really good tag team match between these two guys, between these two teams. Just a really awesome matchup right here. And then the main event, the Motor City Machine Guns, Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley taking on the North, Josh Alexander and Ethan Page in a rematch for the Impact Tag Team Championship. Great main event. Just you see the intensity of Ethan Page, how serious he was, really wanted them to win those belts back. You could just see how intense he was, how determined he was for them to win those belts back, and nothing he did was going to do it for him. And, they actually played out. I like the way they played out the finishing touches of this match because the way that they lost the belts was actually via roll up because I believe it was. I believe it was Chris Sabin that pinned Ethan Page, and Alex Shelley was holding Josh Alexander back. So they kind of played that off the opposite this time. Um, this time Ethan Page was the one that was pinning um, Chris Sabin, and then Josh Alexander was holding Alex Shelley back, but they still kicked out. So I like the way that they played that off. In the same way that they lost the titles. So you just see like Ethan Page has just been unstable ever since um, they lost the belts. And it's just kind of made him even more unstable this match right here. So, again, this was just another excellent match. A great match to end off night. Definitely. They took the Motor City Achievements to the limit, but at the same time, Motor City Achievements busted out a lot of great moves in this match as well. They hit their finishing move. I can't think of what the name of that move is right now, but they hit that move to actually retain the belts. But definitely both teams took it for it. Both teams gave it their all, and I think that overall this match was just well delivered, well executed, just an incredible match. So, Roll Machines, like I said, they retain the belts. Just an amazing match. So definitely the match definitely delivers. So they pick up the victory here, and yeah, I mean, good way to close out night one. And night two is actually going to be main evented by the women's knockouts championship between Fulton Grace and the Browns and Eddie Edwards is going to have another open challenge for the Impact World Champion for the Impact World Championship. He's going to have a open challenge for that. You're also going to see Willie Mack take on um, Brian Myers, which was funny because they started that all because Brian Myers cut the promo that Williams cut as he was being asked about the situation with Tom, what happened to him last week when he was Eric Young. And Brian Myers just cut it from him and said, nobody cares. And he just started talking about the, the time he previously had and all that stuff. So that was pretty interesting. They're going to set that matchup for next week. So next week looks pretty big as well. Pretty big card for next week. Like I said, the Iron Mask match between Julian Reese and Gallows is going to main event night 2, which I'm really looking forward to. Hopefully, I can see him on television. If not, I just want since I'm back in college now. But that it's going to be able to it's in the finals and the back match, the Eddie Edwards challenge match. It just night two definitely almost looked just as packed as night one. So if things are good, I think I'll do that as well. So that's it, guys, for night one of Emergence. Sign off with us.